about to drop this very candid and brutally honest answers that Myles Garrett spoke on his feelings about the Cleveland Browns, the coaching situation, and the future of him, and his thoughts about possibly Kevin Stefanski going forward. The ask is that you hit this thumbs up. It doesn't cost a thing. Hit that thumbs up. Drop your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Thank you for blessing the channel. And let's get busy with it.
How's the
Sean, just need it for one more.
It was the same thing you dealt with a little bit earlier in the year?
Yeah, it's been kind of up and down, but it's fine.
So you had a good amount of success against Joe. I think it's 11 sacks against him. Does that give you even more confidence heading into this finale that the record's going to come?
My confidence hasn't wavered. I'm fully confident that it will come, so I'm fine.
Have you thought of that one of your cousins?
No. You don't think about what's going to go wrong in your life, do you? Just think about how to make it go right.
Myles, how would you reflect on the way this season has gone for the team with one game to go?
It's not going well enough. We're not going to the playoffs, so that's saying all be all. You know, you might have a chance to bring your team to the big dance, and we didn't do that.
With that said, you talk so much about the success of the working class and how they've been able to perform on the field so quickly for you guys. So does that give you some kind of foundation, some platform, some excitement for next year to see what they've been able to do in really all three phases of this?
Smoke for the future, for sure. I mean, almost all of them came in and had an immediate impact. Hitting the ground running. Those guys look really good, and proud of how they developed and how eager they were to learn and be a part of success moving forward.
Was last week as good as the defense has been in a game start to finish?
Green Bay was pretty good too. So I think those are probably our two best games as far as all 6 minutes.
Obviously, such an important part of this football team and the leader of this team. Do you offer your input on Kevin Stefanski's situation, all the uncertainty heading into this game about whether or not he's going to play? Do you offer that?
I play football.
So, you have gotten yourself involved in processes of the football team.
If they ask me, I give my opinion on whatever they ask me about. But I play football, and that's what I like to keep my focus on.
Would you prefer to see continuity then? You've seen enough turnover here, both in coaching staffs and in the front office during your time. Would you prefer things to be stable?
I want things to be successful, however that looks.
What's been your experience playing under Kevin these last 6 years?
It's been 6? 5? 6? God damn. My experience, I mean, like anything, we've had ups and downs. Unfortunately, more downs than ups. So, would have loved to make a little bit more noise and some different years, especially this year with how well we've been playing on defense. But I just wasn't in the cards. We got to continue to grow and find ways to improve. This team has too many talented individuals not to.
You say you want success, that's the most important thing. I mean, to kind of follow up, can there be success, do you think, if there is continuity with Kevin Stefanski?
I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, whether it's with him or anything else. I'm going to look forward to, playing under whoever it is. I'm going to be happy to be here and being a Brown regardless. So.
You talked going into last offseason about having a conversation with Jimmy and Andrew and all the powers that be, and they talk about their plan and everything and for contention. Was there anything they said in those conversations that they didn't hold true to, other than what happened?
Maybe a little bit, but at the end of the day, not everything goes as planned. Everything that you want to happen comes to fruition. So can't hold too much against them now that they can see the future, but got to worry about next year.
Just on that, Myles, when you kind of knew that they're going to re-sign Joe Flacco before anyone else did, right? And so, then how surprised were you when they traded him, which had an effect on the season?
I mean, I was surprised as everyone else. I didn't know about the news until everyone else did, so I'm looking forward to seeing, what's the plan then, and just like the rest of us were, how we're gonna make it work. If we're gonna trade Joe away, then we gotta find a way to win games, regardless of who's back there. And haven't done it enough. I see a couple rookies that continue to grow, but it was interesting. But we're here now.
How were you able to rise above the frustration?
Got a job to do, regardless of offense, special teams, the lapses we have on defense during games, and for stretches. I gotta be the same person every time I walk into here. Every time I step on the field, they expect the same 95, same MG. I'm making plays, speaking to the team, speaking to our guys, motivating, inspiring, leading, and especially leading by example. So I can't lapse just because things aren't going well. And that's not a good test from that.
With you guys having such a dominant defense this year, and the future looking so bright, Carson and Mason, do you feel like it's important for Jim Schwartz to move forward with you guys, and whatever capacity, and is that something that you feel is important in this defense?
I mean, I like Jim. I like the coaches that we have. So I don't know what's going to be in the future. Would I like to play in the gym? Would I like to keep the team and for us to improve? Absolutely. But these are things that are handled by people who sign my checks, so they make big decisions than I can account for. So I'm gonna allow them to do what they do, give my opinion as they ask for it, and then I got to rock with whoever they have here. But love Jim, I love playing for him.
Jim has expressed interest in still being a head coach in this league. He says he aspires to the top of his profession, just like anybody else does. Having played under him now for a while, what would a Jim Schwartz head coach franchise look like?
Again, I can't see into the future. I don't know what it'll be like. I know he's regimented and probably very efficient. I mean, that's how he runs it on defense. So I think those two things will hold true, but how it will come out to the results on the field, that's always determined by us, and sometimes teams can't control injuries and the like.
Forgive me if you asked you this over the past couple weeks, but do you feel like the record-clinching sack has to look a certain way?
No, they all count. So I don't care if I run his ass out of bounds. However he gets got, he gets got.
Wow, so before the list started getting published just a couple of weeks ago, would you have known that Joe's at the top of the list of guys who've sacked the most?
Would I have known? Absolutely. I've seen his face on the ground, looking up at me, saying, "Hi, Miles," and "Hi, Joe," too many times. So yeah, I figured he'd be at the top.
So you know that it's him and Lamar more than anybody?
Well, Lamar recently, they have to pick up some slack. Yeah, he's made me miss a little bit more than anybody else.
Miles, in the past, it has seemed like you wanted a more active voice in the decisions that have been made. Now, today you're saying it's kind of right here. Has your mindset changed in regards to that at all?
Has it changed? I feel like they ask my opinion, more and more each year, what I want and how I feel about things. But that's what you expect, for a veteran and quote unquote star player. They want to. They'll try to elevate and motivate us, and that helps bring all the other guys along. If we're happy, that usually means that everyone else is happy. So I'm not running into the meetings trying to make things happen. It's not who I am. But I speak when they come to me, and then, like I said, I just want to play my game.
Are you going to be Daniel and Dan in?
Miles, I know that you just signed some of the contract extension, last offseason, but given that you said that some of the stuff that you were told maybe didn't come to fruition and you can't, is this a thing where you need to it's reoccurring for you to talk to the higher ups and to really be on board with the plans of the future, or are you, would you say you're pretty committed to the organization, or fully committed to the organization and its future?
No, that quote massive. I'm committed to winning, and as long as the team and organization are doing so, and they're committed to that same thing, then I'm all on board. But we're not thinking anything other than winning, tanking or rebuilding. That's not me.
I was just gonna follow up. Are you hoping or expecting them to ask you before you leave?
Ask me what?
What you want to see happen?
We got extra meetings, so they'll give me regardless. Whether we'll continue to have a conversation after that is really up to them. So, I'll be seeing everybody, and we'll all have a chance to sit down and discuss everything, how things went, and what the future looks like.
Appreciate it.
Okay, there we have it. I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett was brutally honest. He was asked, let's deal with the sack record. He is dealing with a little lingering hip injury there. He will be playing in the game. He said what's going on with his hip that's not going to prevent him from playing on Sunday. They asked him if he knew that Bengals Joe quarterback, Joe Burrow, that he has been the most quarterback that he has sacked. He said yes, he was well aware of that. He even made a little joke about it. With Lamar Jackson being the second quarterback in his career that he sacked the most. Then the media, I'm going to call them the media vultures. The media vultures, they are coming heavy on full attack with their questions on anything referencing the future of Kevin Stefanski. They asked Myles Garrett, how does he feel about Kevin Stefanski being there in the near future? His reply simply was, he wants to see whoever's there for it to be successful. And we all know with a record of 7-27 in the last 2 years that things hasn't been successful. So that definitely was not a vote of confidence for Kevin Stefanski. He said whoever is there running the team, he just wants it to be successful. They also asked him how he felt about Jim Schwartz, who's the current defensive coordinator. How does he feel about Jim Schwartz being a head coach? Seeing how Cleveland media asked Jim Schwartz directly, does he has aspirations of being a coach again? He was previously the head coach for the Detroit Lions several years back. And he said that a team ran by Kevin Stefanski, he knows that it would be regimented and disciplined. Myles Garrett stated how he liked all the current coaches that they have there, and he would like to see the coaches there remain as far as on the defensive side of the ball. They asked him, did they think that they would ask Myles Garrett's input in reference to Kevin Stefanski's future? He said, regardless, he's going to have an exit interview because this Friday was the last pre-game press conference prior to the games on Sunday. So, they said they have spoken to him, recently, and then he'll give his viewpoint in that exit interview when the season ends, and then it's up to the management there and ownership if they'll ask for his input going forward. So that remains to be seen. The media vultures are out. They're asking all kinds of questions. I guess today's Friday. By Tuesday, I'm thinking we will hear the fate of Kevin Stefanski and the rest of those coaches up there. Typically, if the coaches, they decide to part ways mutually, not only Kevin Stefanski may not be longer there with the team, but that whole coaching staff, being the unemployment line, not unless the new coach, whoever that is, chooses to keep certain people on the coaching staff. But drop your comments, hit that thumbs up. The thumbs up don't cost a thing. Hit that thumbs up, it'll push this live video feed out. I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Drop your comments. Do you want to see Myles Garrett? He needs a half a sack to tie the all-time sack record if he gets a sack by himself, he'll break the sack record. He'll have 23 and a half. Right now, he's third behind Michael Strahan of the New York Giants, who has 22 and a half, and TJ Watts, who's trying to get in this game, who had a lung puncture, had to get surgery for a collapsed lung. It's been 3 weeks. He's been in limited practice all week. Coach Tomlin said that he had to participate in full practice, but that hasn't happened. So it'll be a game time decision if they allow TJ Watt to play in this game against the Ravens. The game is Sunday night. Winner takes all. Whoever wins that game between the Ravens and the Steelers win the AFC North. The losers are knocked out of the playoffs, which brings out a whole nother can of worms where Harbaugh or Tomlin be let go. Both coaches have coached 19 and 20 years in the NFL. Harbaugh for the Ravens and Tomlin. Tomlin has not had a losing season in 19 years. He's won 1 Super Bowl. But the people in Pittsburgh, you know, it's good not to have losing seasons, but they got Super Bowl aspirations. They want one for the thumb. But drop your thoughts. Will Myles Garrett get the sack record? He only needs a half a sack to tie it. A whole sack if he gets it by himself. Hopefully he gets 2. And then I'm looking forward to the ShedeurSanders, Joe Burrow matchup. If you don't know, you're about to know. David Njoku will not be playing this last game of the season. His contract is up after this year. This may be the last time we've ever seen David Njoku play for the Cleveland Browns. Harold Fanning Jr. dealing with the groin. He's already been ruled out today. They didn't even wait to say, till Saturday that he's going to be out. He's ruled out for the game. And Carson Schwarzenegger, all he needed was 3 sacks to be the defensive player that had the most tackles on the defensive side for the Cleveland Browns in history, but he's ruled out with that groin and quad injury. He's already ruled out for the game, so he won't obtain that Browns rookie all-time sack record. So hopefully the Browns beat the Bengals. Hopefully Myles Garrett break the record. Hopefully the Cleveland Brown as a whole wins the game against the Bengals. That'll be another belt notch for ShedeurSanders. Things are trending in a positive direction. Again, hit the thumbs up button. It doesn't cost a thing. Drop your comments. Those are free. It's been a pleasure riding with y'all on this journey in this ShedeurSanders and Cleveland Browns Chronicles. It's only just begun. Coaching turmoil come next week. Drafts coming up. Who will they be picking? Only time will tell. Like Myles Garrett said, can't predict the future. But he also dropped the bombshell that the whole truth and nothing but the truth wasn't told to him at the beginning of the season. But he didn't throw anybody under the bus by saying what truth wasn't told to him. Again, I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. I talked to Reese Will up there on Going Strong podcast up in Cleveland and Browns Football Talk. He's feeling a lot better. Hopefully we'll be doing a live collaboration sometime on Saturday. I'm so looking forward to that. We haven't done one in 2 weeks because he was definitely feeling under the weather. But hope to see you on a live collaboration tomorrow on Going Strong podcast and Browns Football Talk. Y'all have a blessed one. Thank you for blessing the channel. And more importantly, like I always like to close, be a blessing to others. Damn, all of Shedeur's weapons are out of Sundays. Yes, but check this out. All kind of arrows been sent ShedeurSanders' way, but what God has for us is for us, and ain't nothing in this world can stop what God's plan for us is. There may be detours along the way, but in the end, God's will shall prevail. He didn't have no weapons last week. He had Harold Fanning Jr. For that 1 touchdown pass, and then he was rested. He was playing the rest of the game with his practice squad players. That's been elevated up to the 53-man roster. So we'll see. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I was really hoping, David Njoku played this. He practiced this week, but he got ruled out. They're not allowing him to play. Harold Fanning Jr. is out. Those are people that he definitely believe in. So, hey, every week, all we seen out on the field is ShedeurSanders' game. Just been elevating each and every week. We got to remember, this is going to be his 7th start for a young man who never got any first-team reps, was never allowed to even throw balls to the first-team players. He's come a long way. And all I got to say is, won't the Most High do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Happy New Year's to all. Thank you for supporting the channel, and more importantly, be a blessing to someone else. Hit that thumbs up. Drop your comments whenever you watch this, and be a blessing to others. I'll see you when I see you, and hopefully I'll be on Going Strong Podcast and Browns Football Talk tomorrow, live collaboration.